Hello everyone. So in the previous part we have discussed about aggregate demand and its related concepts. So in today's session we are going to discuss about the consumption, equilibrium and the different aspects of that concept. So first, before going for what is consumption, let us see there is a two most important concept, that is ex ante and ex post. Ex ante means what has been planned, what has been planned, like for the purchase. So we are going to do one particular plan, that is known as ex ante. And ex post, what has actually happened. So what production that or what the purchase that we have done. So purchase or the production, what is the actual production that we have done is known as ex post. So if when we come to know the meaning of ex ante and ex post, now let us see the meaning of consumption. So what does consumption means? Consumption means what the actual what the people have consumed. So the consumption is mainly depends upon the household income. So not from the earnings or not from the savings, but it mainly depends upon the income of an household. A consumption function also describes the relationship between consumption and income. So the consumption describes the consumption plus income. What is our income and what we are actually consuming. So it shows the relationship between these two. In the last concept we discussed one table. So here we took consumption and investment and income. So see, when the income increases, the consumption also increases. So the consumption is not only describes the consumption, but it also depends upon the income. What is the income? And based on that the consumption will be going. So consumption changes at a constant rate as income changes, even if the income is zero. So in the previous we studied that even the income is zero, the consumption was there. So consumption changes at the constant rate at income changes. When the income changes, the consumption will also be going to change. So we can symbolically we can write it as C is equal to C bar plus Cy. So what C bar? C says consumption expenditure means whatever the amount we have spent. C bar is autonomous consumption means only one factor that we have taken. Based on that autonomous consumption. Next, induced or dependent consumption, induced dependent. So C bar plus it is a single and this is the dependent. So based on these two, whatever the consumption that we have done, adding these two, we will get the actual consumption. So and also the component of Cy shows the dependency of the consumption of an income. When income rises by 1, induced consumption rises by marginal propensity to consume. That means when the Cy, that is induced consumption, increases, at that time it shows the marginal propensity to consume. That means C bar is only depends upon the only one consumption, but Cy is depends upon the different types of consumption. That's why if there is a small change, that is ₹1 change has been happened also, the entire changes will be going to change. So that is shown as delta C divided by delta Y is equal to C. So C means changes in the consumption. What is the changes? That is increase or decrease that happened in the consumption. Delta Y in the changes in the income, whether there is income is increased or the decrease. So this is about the changes in the consumption. So we can say it as marginal propensity to consume, delta C divided by delta Y. Marginal propensity to save is also there, and marginal propensity to consume, APC, and average propensity to consume. So what is the actual value that we can consume? That is about. And one more comes next concept, that see, when there is a consumption, if there is a consumption, we need to consider the investment also. So investments is defined as the addition to the stock of the physical capital. So whatever the stocks that we already had, say that we had a stock of rupees 10,000 and we added a 5,000 again. So this 5,000 is known as investment. So this is about the 10,000 plus 5,000, that is investment. So now let us see the determination of income in two sector models. So already we have studied about the two sector models, that is when there was two different sectors. Okay, so the formula will be AD is equal to C bar plus I bar plus CY. C bar means it is autonomous consumption, I bar means investment, CY means induced consumption. So Y is equal to A bar plus CY. A bar is equal to C bar plus I, that is autonomous consumption and investment. If we add that, we are going to get A bar, and it is the total autonomous expenditure of an economy. That is A bar is the total autonomous expenditure of an economy. That is the two sector model, that is mainly depend upon the consumption spent and the investment what we have. That is about the in the two sector model that they are going to describe. So same thing, now we are going to study it in the graphical representation manner. In that, determination of equilibrium income in the short run. What you mean? What short run means? Short run means it is given for a small period of time. So a macroeconomic equilibrium taking the price level as a fixed at the fixed stage. So in the short run, we are taking a fixed time limit and the price level will be fixed for a first stage, that is we are in the first stage. As the second stage, we allow the price level to vary and analyze. So when we are going to do the first stage, that means we say that there is a equal consumption, there is no change in price and there is no change in the any levels of price. But when we keep on studying, where if we want to analyze more and more, then we need to go allow the price changes. So equilibrium with price level fixed. When the price level is fixed, what happens? C is equal to C bar plus CY, because there is no investments, so that's why the investment won't occur. So that is, using the same consumption function can be shown as C bar interrupted of the consumption function. So slope of the consumption function tan alpha. So what happens when there is only one variable, that is only the price is fixed, so the consumption will be keep on increasing, no interruption, so it's keep on going, that is C is equal to C bar plus CY. That is about the graphical representation. So in the x-axis and y-axis, parallel to that, we have drawn one line which goes upward, that is consumption. Why consumption always goes upwards? Because even though there is no income generated in a given period of time, still the consumption will be keep on going. Consumption will not stop at any one case. So that is why consumption is there. Next comes investment function. So what we said, the price level will be fixed. So when the price level is fixed, the investment will be done equally, that is same amount of investment that we have done. So that's why there is a straight level, that is I is equal to I bar. So when the one fixed model has been taken, then there will be straight line for the investment, because there is no changes that happens for the investment. Then come aggregate demand. Aggregate demand function shows the total demand, consumption plus the investment. So here we have taken consumption and both the investment. So here this is x-axis, y-axis, O, M, J and L. So O to M is known as O to M is equal to C bar, that is C bar is equal to autonomous consumption O to OM is equal to autonomous consumption, OJ is equal to investment, OL is equal to autonomous consumption plus investment. Considering these two, the OL will be occurred. That is, the aggregate function is parallel to the consumption function. They have the same slope. When the consumption increases, the investment keep on constant. But when the investment will be keep on constant, the final consumption will be keep on increasing. That is, it comes above the actual line. That is about the aggregate demand. The demand will always be there. It never comes for the negative side. So this is about the demand. So only about the demand till now we have studied. Now we are moving for the supply side. So what is supply? Supply means that whatever the amount, whatever the goods that comes inside the firm or the inside the economy, that is a supply. So again the price level will be fixed for the supply. GDP is assumed to be smoothly move on or down since they are used resources of all the types of available. So what happens? So in this what happened is there is a constant price that will comes in inside the firm. So up to the particular level it will be keep on increasing because supply will be keep on going. When the price increases, demand decreases but the supply increases. So that's why the supply will be keep on increasing. So under first 1000 we have shown this point. So this is how the supply is going to work. Under the 45 degree we can show that supply concept.